Welcome back to the Hickory Nut Woodshop. What we're looking at here is a big slab of cherry that has been glued up for many years and has started to come apart, but it's an interesting project that a buddy of mine has brought to me. He's going to cut out the state of North Carolina onto it, but it's a 2¼ inch thick piece of glued up cherry with live edges on both sides. Looks like it's going to be a pretty neat little coffee table once it's all said and done. We've got a few issues to deal with, so we've got it split right here, so we'll have to rejoin that, but I'll show you how we cut that out. They're going to use the drops to make the legs out of, if they don't let me do it, but we'll see. Okay, so here I am in Aspire. I have brought the North Carolina in. I went on, well, actually I had a profile of North Carolina that I had brought in and traced, and so now I've got the vectors in Aspire. I turned it upside down because that's the way it's referenced on the ShopBot. As you can see from this overhead view, that's the way it's oriented. So my datum is down here in the lower left-hand corner, and I have added a couple guidelines in there that show you approximately where the cracks, where the slab is becoming delaminated, and you can see that I've got a couple areas here that I need to protect when I cut it out. So I'm going over here into my toolpath calculations, and I want to add some tabs, and I want to edit those tabs. So here you've seen I've already put a couple in. Since I don't want this little sliver right here to break off and get damaged, I've put a tab there and a tab there, and I've made them kind of big. They're 3/4 inch deep and an inch long, so that ought to hold that piece in as it cuts out. I want to hold these spots right here as well, and I want to put one in case this piece wants to try to break off. I want to add one right out here near the end of that, so if that gets cut, I want that to stay in place. Other than that, I'm going to come down here and put a couple screws through it into the spool board to kind of hold that in place, and I'll do the same down here. I think that is about all I want to protect. So we'll close the tab out, and I'm cutting this with a 3/8 inch end mill. It's a deep end mill. I think the cut on it is 3 inches. It's gonna make 5 passes. Calculate that. So there you can see the cutout that we're going to have. I'll move it back into this view, and we'll preview it. And there you have what it looks like. We'll have a nice North Carolina cutout upside down. Rock and roll. Well, in all the excitement, I forgot to start the recording. So here we are halfway through the cut of the North Carolina table. As we take our tour of our lovely state border, we are working our way down the western border of North Carolina through the Appalachian Mountains. It's probably a beautiful winter wonderland up there right now. So here we are working our way towards the western tip of North Carolina. We're getting ready to make our turn toward the southern border. We're going to start working our way back down towards Charlotte. So it's in this part of the travels I want to say hello to the Gardner-Webb Bulldogs, Sco-Dogs. We're going to travel down towards Charlotte. I'm not a big fan of Charlotte. No offense to you Charlotte people, I'm just not a big city guy. Anyway, I like traveling down here in the Sand Hills. It reminds me of some times when we used to have some fun doing some rally racing at the Sand Hills Sand Blast. The Sand Hills, North Carolina, beautiful part of the state. But we get to one of my favorite parts of the state, and one of the unique parts of North Carolina, is it has this geological feature we call the Outer Banks. I'm sure many people have heard about it. To me, it's as cool and unique a feature as the Grand Canyon is. But that kind of takes our tour all the way up to the northern border and down to where we started from. Beautiful. Holy crap. I don't mind telling you, that was one of the scariest cuts I've ever made. It's a very thick slab, and it's just, and the integrity of the slab to begin with was questionable, but I think it came out okay. I thank the Lord that it was smooth. Anyway, I'll show you a few things. So, it looks like, you see it was a part right there, but it looks like it did exactly how my tabs preserved it. That one right there, preserved that one. Everything cut exactly the way we want it to, actually. I was nervous and forgot to turn the camera on to begin with, but everything at the end turned out well. So we'll get it off the table and take a look at the finished top. So here we have it off the table. I like the way that the top border, we're able to keep that live edge, and it's almost exactly the contour that the actual border shape is. But anyway, it came out pretty good. I think the customer's going to do the woodworking on the rest of the table. He just needed the CNC to be able to get his desired shape of North Carolina. And there it is. I hope you enjoyed the video. Click and subscribe and hit like. Thanks for watching.